Hi viewers, the core is often a highly neglected part of any gym program. Although, the importance of core training is well beyond that of a chest or bicep session. This is because the core is your body's connection between the lower and upper extremities. It bridges your body together and all the motions are generated from the core. Your core is much more than just your abdominal muscles. It's the driving force of your body. Whether you're hitting a tennis ball or mopping the floor, the necessary motions either originate in your core or move through it. But weak or inflexible core muscles can impair how well your arms and legs function. It can potentially lead to injury as well. In today's video, we'll tell you about 12 exercises that'll help transform a weak core in just 4 weeks. From squats, planks, crunches, bird dog to mountain climbers and more. Watch until the end to find out all of them. Number 1. Plank. It's one of the most important exercises for a strong core. In addition to working your abdominals, the plank engages your hamstrings, butt, back, and shoulders. Place your hands on the ground, shoulder width apart, and extend both legs backwards as you would for a push-up. You should be pushing your heels so your calves are lengthened. Also, roll your shoulders down your back so you're not over-engaging your trap muscles. Draw in your navel so you're bracing with your abdomen and squeeze your butt. Start by holding 15 seconds and then build up the amount of time you hold by increments of 15 seconds until you reach a minute. If you can't hold for a minute easily, increase the number of sets. Try not to let your lower back sag. You want to keep your core and butt engaged to prevent any dip. What has been your longest plank holding time? Mention it quickly in the comment section below. Number 2. Hip bridge. This is one of the most fundamental exercises that just about everyone should have in their workout program. It's important because your glutes tag team spinal stability with your abs to be able to move forward with more intense exercises. It's necessary that both components of your core are equally strong. Try using this as an active recovery to reinforce the proper muscle activation during your deadlifts. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat. Lift your hips upward towards the ceiling for a bridge. Release your hips to lower your pelvis 2 inches from the floor, squeezing your glutes. That's 1 rep. Repeat for 10 reps. Make sure to keep those toes down. Press the arches of your feet to fire your hamstrings and glutes while staying out of your lower back. Number 3. Stir the pot. This exercise is essentially a dynamic version of the plank that works more core muscles in a shorter amount of time. Stir the pot activates the same supportive core muscles as the plank but adds movement. This helps pass the workload to different muscle groups. It works 6 different core muscle groups in one. Begin in an elbow plank with your forearms resting on the top of a ball. Keeping your core strong and your body still, use your arms to roll the ball in a small clockwise circle. This completes 1 rep. Number 4. Bird dog. Bird dog is a great whole body movement that works against gravity to challenge your stability by adding moving limbs. It's a great low impact core move that helps improve stability without putting too much pressure on your joints. Get on all fours with your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. Remember to keep your abs engaged and keep your back flat. Reach out with your right hand and extend your left leg out behind you. Round your back and head to connect your right elbow with your left leg under your body. This completes 1 rep. Number 5. Superman hold. This movement is an excellent glute and ab strengthener. It's also a nice stretch for your hip flexor. Lay on your stomach, raise both your arms and legs at the same time as though you're being tied into a bow, keeping only your waist and belly button in contact with the ground. Hold, then lower yourself back down. Start by holding for 15 seconds. Build up the amount of time you hold by increments of 15 seconds up to a minute. If you can hold for a minute easily, increase the number of sets. Make sure you don't fall out of sync. If that happens, you'll put undue stress on one area. Try to go slowly at first, making sure your upper body and lower body are moving at the same time. Number 6. Landmine rotations. The landmine rotation builds great core strength primarily in your obliques. It also strengthens your shoulder muscles, making it an ideal exercise for athletes in sports involving rotational movements, such as baseball and golf. Set up a landmine station by placing one end of the barbell on the ground underneath a heavy dumbbell in a corner. With both hands, lift the opposite end of the barbell and hold it in front of your arms fully extended. With your knees slightly bent, rotate the bar to one side while maintaining straight arms. Rotate back to the starting position and repeat on the other side. This is 1 repetition. Adjust the weight based on your level of strength. Do 3 sets of 10 reps for best results. Number 7. Ab wheel rollout. What makes the ab wheel rollout so effective is its ability to engage your entire core, including what are referred to as stabilizer muscles. Stabilizer muscles act as a support system for your skeleton, which aid in maintaining balance and correct posture. Grab yourself an ab wheel and kneel on the floor. Keep the wheel dead center beneath your shoulders. Tighten your abs and roll forward until you lose tension at your core. Now roll back into the starting position. Continue this process until you feel like you can't perform the exercise without breaking the form. You'll feel the burn from this one right away, and that's a good thing. Number 8. Oblique band rotations. Your core rotates when you get out of the car or put groceries away. Working out in the same functional way will give you strength that you'll actually use. Also, while your obliques get a lot of work with this move, your whole core will engage to stabilize your posture. Tie a resistance band to a squat rack. Stand with the rack to your right. Pick up the end of the band with both hands. With your arms perpendicular to your body, move the band from the right to the left side of your torso. Then return back to start. Repeat on the other side. Number 9. Hanging leg lift. This exercise stimulates using your core in the exact same way the muscles are used when you walk. Plus, you're working against gravity to lift your legs up, and the legs are one of the heaviest parts of your body. This results in a very strongly built core. Hang from a pull bar and lift your legs up, keeping them straight. Make sure you roll the pelvis up instead of using momentum to swing your legs up. Lower your legs and repeat. If you don't have a pull-up bar, look for a captain's chair. You can also scale down the move by bending your knees to a 90-degree angle. Number 10. Crunch. Crunches are a classic core strengthening move. The act of lifting your upper body works your abdominal muscles. Start on your back. Bend your knees and plant your feet on the floor at hip width. Line up your head and spine. Cross your arms across your chest. Now tighten your core and relax your neck and shoulders. Tuck in your chin and lift your upper back, keeping your lower back, pelvis, and feet on the floor. Pause. Slowly lower your upper back to return to the starting position. Start with 1 set of 8 to 12 reps. If you have low back pain, do crunches with care. Move slowly and start with just a few reps. Want to know why crunches are so good for your body? Watch this video called Do Crunches Every Day and see what happens to your body. Now, back to the exercises that'll transform your core. Number 11. Mountain climber. This exercise combines a plank with knee movements, so it's an excellent move for balance and core strength. Start in a plank with your hands below your shoulders. Tighten your core. Now, lift your right knee towards your chest, keeping your back straight and your hips down. Return your right leg to the starting position as you simultaneously lift your knee towards your chest. Continue alternating legs. Start with 1 set of 8 to 12 reps. Number 12. High to low wood chop. Rotation movements like high to low wood chop engage your core by forcing it to resist the side-to-side motion. This helps to strengthen and stiffen the body and core. Keep this move steady and controlled, resisting the momentum of swinging the weight around. For this exercise, you need a dumbbell. With your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart, twist upward to the right, bringing the dumbbell above your head. Exhale and slice the weight diagonally across your body, ending twisted to the left with the dumbbell outside of your left thigh. Pivot on your right foot as needed and focus on the rotation initiating in your torso. Control the weight back up to starting position to complete 1 rep. Do you have a strong or weak core? What exercises do you do for your core? Let us know in the comments section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video and enjoy.